Today I'm going to show you how to sell a nuke but not lose the unit. Hello, I'm Griff Rees, welcome to Greening Griffith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living. Now we do reviews as well. Now I'm down here on the Langstroth yard, which is mainly Arnells and Quattry nukes. Now what I mean by how do you sell a nuke without losing the unit, well that's what I'm going to show you in this video. So this brick basically says perfectly what I'm doing. So we sold a unit, an overwintered unit out of this hive or nuke. It was a hive when it was overwintered, and then on the 17th of the 4th we put in a Honeyfields queen, and then we waited. About 4 weeks time we sold this unit again, and at that time then we put a Black Mountain honey queen in on the 24th of the 5th, so almost well 5 weeks after, and we sold it. Now fast forward to today, we've just put in a border honey queen, and today is the 26th of the 6th. So this unit, we sold an overwintered nuke out of it, one new season, 2 new seasons. So we've sold this nuke 3 times already, and now the 4th queen is going in. Now chances are this won't be sold again this year, although if I do show you, we could probably easily sell this in another 4 weeks time. I've got the queen there only because these frames are so rammed. I don't want to squeeze the queen in there and damage it. I'd rather the bees be able to get round and have a sniff. So that's what they're doing. But you can see, you know, we just sold the top box on this, and the unit is still there, perfectly strong. We haven't depleted its resources. But by doing and keeping nukes the way I'm doing it like this, you can sell a unit multiple times without sacrificing a honey crop. So I keep bees purely for honey, and I keep bees purely for nuke making, and that's what everything here is. Now basically, how was I able to do that, sell that nuke so many times and still keep the unit? Well basically we use a lot of double broods like this. So that's a Quattry nuke, same as that one over there, but without the double brood. So we build a unit up strong, we put a double brood on, we feed the bees, and feeding is key. Now you can't sell lots of nukes and, you know, keep these on the boil, building without feeding them. Or like this year we haven't had to feed that much. There's been a really good honey flow on, but you can't get around not feeding them. If you want to produce lots and lots and lots of nukes, you have to feed them. There is no shortcut there. The more you put in, the more you get out, and that's what we're doing. Now here's another example. We'll do this together. So this was actually a Carnolian queen in this one. We sold to I sold this just last week actually to a person. I told them we're out of nukes, but I have got a Carnolian, and they were happy to take that. So I only had the Carnolian because that week we couldn't get any buckfast queens, so I thought, well, I don't want to lose a unit, so I took a Carnolian queen in. So basically you can see the feeder is wet because we're feeding these all the time here. And look at that, no queen in here at the minute. These Arnell hives do fantastic. Now what we do, now this is basically like a Quattry, but there's 10 frames in a single box, and you know, this is a nuke, that's what we class it as. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 brand new frames in here. We sell the best, and you always, when you sell nukes, you always sell the best 5 frames with the queen, and whatever's left, there should be enough resource there to take a queen. So we'll go through this together now, and I'll show you what I'm looking for, and I'll show you how I introduce a queen, and then this is something you guys will be able to do in your own business or apiary. Because the trick is, if you go around taking splits out of your honey hives all the time, that is going to sacrifice the honey crop in a big way. But by having like a split herd, your nuke bees or your breeding bees and your honey bees, and keep them separate, I think that is the best way to do it. Because my nuke yards supply my honey producing hives with bees and units when I get losses, and we spend a lot of time just managing and making bees basically all the time. So these bees were sold, we packed them on Monday and it's now Thursday. So we gotta crack through this hive. And basically now we're looking for queen cells. Just frame a foundation that they're drawing. And that's what I'm looking for. You can see this hive has got loads of resource, loads of food, sealed brood, and they're making queen cells. So we got to take out all of these. Press that one in. You can either rip them out or crush them in, it don't really matter. There's a third one there. For this to work, there can't be any queen cells left in the hive. So the fail-safe way to do it is you put the frame in, give it a shake, and then you can see the frame without the bees hiding the queen cells from you, because they will hide the queen cells. Yeah, a little shake. Right, look at the brood on this. When the bees are like this, when that hatches out, this hive will be double the size in a week. And the kind of bees we're dealing with, you know, I'm being a bit rough with these bees shaking the frames, and I can take my veil off. These bees are not aggressive whatsoever. We got a lot more queen cells on this one. And on there. So destroy every single one. And look at them, some of them are so small you could easily miss that one, because they've only had a few days to build them. If you were to wait a week, the queen cells will all be you know, full size. They'll be a bit easier to see. A full plastic frame laid up both sides, textbook frame, honey around the outside, all brood in the middle. When you hear people say bees don't draw plastic frames, I mean, they are lying. Look at that. So look at that, full frame of honey, both sides. I keep saying in the videos, but the bees, they really thrive in these NL hives. It's just unbelievable what these bees achieve in these plastic hives. The insulation makes such a difference. Right, tighten everything up. Now we've taken all the queen cells out of there now, so that unit is basically hopelessly queenless. Now this trick works better. You can sell the unit and then drop the queen in at the exact same time before they even build a queen cell. Now that is my favourite way of doing it now. I'd much prefer doing it like that, and then you haven't got the messing about of going back and potentially missing a queen cell. So we've got queens again coming next week, 25 coming next week. And basically I've got no units ready for those queens. The day they arrive, I'm just going to go around these nucs and hives, take 3 frames of bees out of there. with brood and everything, put them in a new net, take them to a new location and just drop the queens in straight away using the masking tape method, which if you do not know what that is, I'm going to show you right now. So today we've got queens from Border Honey, and they come in 20 cages like this, and actually we sell these cages too. We sell a multitude of cages, from an L to a Nicot to 20, and then maybe a few others in there we sell. So much stuff on the website now, I don't even know what's in stock anymore. Now that flap there comes off, I like to cut that totally off. Now that's just me, you don't have to do it, but it works much better with the masking tape method is if you cut all that flap off. Bit of paper tape, masking tape. We cut a little bit off and wrap it round like that. Take my knife or hive tool, just put a little cut in there. So we just pierce the paper or the tape, and now this queen is ready to go into this hive. And we've got to find a gap. Now I'm going to make a gap in here. Cut some of that honey away. So we've got a nice square in there. Look at these bees. Not being aggressive. I bet you if I release this queen now, the bees will instantly accept her, but never do that. Now we're just going to slide her in there. Tighten the frames up around her. Make sure she's got room to come out. And then tighten everything up. So all the bee spaces is tight. And look at that. Turn her feet out already. Excellent sign. Well, you know she's well mated when the bees jump like that on her, because the pheromones are super strong. Close it up now. I haven't got feed on me right now, but me and Andy will come round. We're coming to this yard tomorrow. We're going to be doubling up some of the queen cells which we put in a few weeks ago. We probably filmed that video too. See what kind of success rate we had with Rob Wilson queen cells, and we'll feed these units now at the same time. The all important brick, that's actually my brick. That's irrelevant information anymore now. And today is the 26th of the 6th for the honey. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. If I had the food on me now, I'd feed that straight away. That's the trick, because there's 5 frames of foundation in there, and we want them to start drawing that straight. And if you feed that nuc heavy, say I fed that heavy today, the strength of the bees in there, that entire box will be all drawn out within basically 4 to 5 days. The bees in the frames are going to hatch out literally this week, because it's all sealed. Within the next 5 to 7 days they will all be hatched out, merging, and basically that unit will be double the size of bees Within the week that queen would have been released and she'll start laying. So basically we sell a unit, but we only lose roughly 1 week's worth of egg laying in that hive. It just continually builds up all the time, but the biggest trick is you have to feed it. And this year the only feed I've been using is the RP invert from Suzuki, which is the feed we sell. We did do a DIY mix at the start of the season when there was a honey flow on and the bees didn't touch it. We swapped over to RP invert, and even during the honey flow the bees were taking that syrup. That's how good that is. So that's it. I've got, I mean, I've got not too many to do today actually. I think only 10 we've got today, and get these in, and that's it. So hopefully you've learned something about nuke making, or you know, making nuke commercially and just making lots of nukes. It is a simple process, but you've got to keep those bees separate. You got to have your breeding bees and you got to have your honey hives. That's how I found to do it. And if you want to make increases, that's what I would do. Do not sacrifice your honey crop. Have bees put to the side for the process of just making bees. See you in the next video.